Hello, everybody. Ooh, dang it, I almost fell down there for a second. Hello, everybody. Um, almost fell down there for a second. Hello, everybody. Sorry, hold on. As you can see, people are kind of being loud right now. Yeah, my family can be a bit disruptive. All right. Hold on. All right, welcome. The one viewer that is watching, hello. I am going to be, so we're just going to wait, see if any more people will get here. I'm going to start posting this link in some places. Let me see what we have here. No. Okay. What we have here. All right. Oh, hello, second viewer, whoever you are. Today we are going to be reading poetry. Sorry, I know I'm being quite quiet right now, but I'm just, at the moment, I'm just posting my various links everywhere, trying to get people in here, and we will start very, 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 very soon. All right. Well, welcome, three viewers, whoever is watching. So today we're going to start out. So every single poem that I read, you will be able to find the author in the description. Welcome, for viewers. So today I am going to be reading this first poem. I'm going to be reading is by Mad as a Monster, and we're going to be starting out with some horror poems. Then we're going to be drifting off into some other poetry. Oh, before I start though, can you guys put in the chat, tell me how my microphone is? Do I sound all right? Is it fuzzy at all? Hello, Death the Sage. So is my microphone fuzzy at all? Is it good? Okay, my mic's fine. All right. So today we're going to be reading it's called a zombie poem I wrote for a poem writing group by Mad as a Monster. It's just a zombie poem. Me and all my friends went out to meet. Let me drink some water. Sorry. Seven viewers. Wow, that's a record. Me and all my friends went out to meet today. Haven't seen them in a long time. It's like when we were kids out to play. The small town got too busy. Life got too weighed down. Some of us parted way, some of us stuck around. But now we're back together, getting a bite to eat like old times. There's our old friend Mike, pretending not to see us and drawing the blinds. We'll see if he wants to hang like we did back then, because even zombies know it's nice to be with friends. But it's funny how things work out when disaster comes to call, because now we're walking down our old streets, like not much has changed at all. All right, that was a poem by Bad as a Monster. Hello, Denise. Good to see you. Hello, Dusk. Hello, Anna. Hello, Raised. Wait, that's sorry. All right, so that was a poem by Bad as a Monster. It was a zombie poem, and you will be able to find his link to his Amino profile in the description. Now I'm moving on to. Now I'm going to be reading some poems by this wonderful person called Denise. She's in the chat right now as Jillian Rose, and her poems are wonderful, and I'm going to read a couple of them for you today. All right. I actually really like that. This is The Pond Story. There once was a flame who fell for a calm pond, but the pond loved the air. They were meant for each other. This tale is from the pond's eyes. You are fiery, angry, confused, terrified. I am cool water. The me you know. You do not know me. I am simply the water you desire most. The us that can never be. Your dangerous heat evaporates my cool touch. My heart can't heal yours. Him. He is like the soft air, soft, essential, sustenance, calming and perfect. The me he knows. Multifaceted. Sorry. Multifaceted, rough exterior, soft core, soul's duality. Thus the us that is. Two halves, water and air, dancing unitedly, glide across the pond. The state of the three. His air builds your flame, angering without intent. I feel the ripples. Yeah, that's a poem by Denise. And no, not wait, that wasn't Jillian Rose. Okay, thank you, C. Knight Rider. You have a nice voice for this. That's nice. Oh wait, Jillian Rose. That's not Denise. Sorry, but who is Denise? Oh, there's Denise. Sorry, Denise Lettuce. Yeah, give a round of applause for Denise. I'm going to be reading another one of her poems. Let's see this. This one is called A Love Letter from the Sun. It's cold, freezing even. The emptiness around me reminds me of the emptiness inside of me. Inside me. I drift, alone, until I see them, beautiful goddesses, 8 of them, along with one shy beauty lingering at the edges of my warm embrace. Each of them, different, unique in their own way, size, accessories, and atmosphere. They surround me, keep me company. Suddenly, I don't feel so alone. The cold clutches of space has morphed into a warm embrace. My planetary goddesses circle me in an orbit of endless love. They envelop me in their warmth as I envelop them in mine, until the day we collide and our love will burn with a passion so bright will set ablaze the universe. How I love them so. That was another poem by Denise, a very good one. Please give her another round of applause. I'll be reading another poem by her. Let's see. Actually, I think I'm just going to read all of her poems because she's only got 2 more. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Odd, out of place, unusual, but mostly strange. You are strange. Hurricanes are strange. Tsunamis are strange. Storms are strange. You are powerful. Flowers are strange. Animals are strange. Nature is strange. You are beautiful. You are out of place in some way or another. But so is every other great mystery. You are strange. Embrace it. Actually, I really like that one. That was nice. All right, so we are going to read one more of Denise's poems. This is the last one. I think this is the first one on her profile. And I have to say that she posts with the same quality she did in the first time from her first post. The sound of your voice echoes in my ears. I exhale, calmed. I can hear the rain. Your touch gives me chills, although you bring me warmth. I can feel the rain. The scent of you is left behind me, and the scent of you is left behind in my sheets. It reminds me of you and brings me joy. I can smell the rain. You're the most beautiful thing in my eyes, no matter how often I see you. You leave me in awe. I can feel the rain. No, I can see the rain. Sorry if I mess up. You kiss me softly, yet you're so intense. You are so gentle, yet together we are like lightning, electric. I can taste the rain. I wish you could see what I see. You're gorgeous and calm and untamable. I wish you could see that to me, you're just like the rain. I really like that one. Sorry if I mess up. Usually if this was a video, I would edit that out, but can't exactly do that. Buffy Reads, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks. All right, so now we're going to be reading. Now, I will be posting her name in the description because, that's just the kind of person I am. Anyway, we are going to be reading a poem. This next poem is going to be by a man of the name of Dusk. Well, actually, his real name is... So this poem is by the wonderful Ryan S. Taylor, and I'm going to be reading quite a few of his works tonight. A wonderful poem artist. Sorry, I'm drinking, but don't want my throat to get too dry. You're just talking constantly. These poems are by yes. So give him a big. Yes, these poems are by Ryan S. Taylor. So please, and he is in the chat right now. So if you could just give him a big round of applause, thank you very much. All right. All right. All right. So this is called Bitter World. A world at peace, years of silence as life carried on. The war has ceased, and peace remained the world upon. Among the things happening, people living life, the military receding, nothing left of war or strife. You might watch the sky, its lack of clouds, nothing to warrant a lie, or the hiding shrouds. Upon one peaceful day, the birds chirping in the trees, someone had something to say. The voice carrying across the streets, the voice carrying across the seas, among the things man cannot maintain. Peace is above the top, for war will always remain, and death will never stop. Threat led to threat, lives tasting loss, no ground force set, and came the gambling toss. Machines built for death, they tasted rust, launched upon a liar's breath, no one you would trust. The world's overcast, responding to and with monsters of the past, devastation of expanding width. Shelter scarce, war unfamiliar, a new wrecking curse, the world facing massacre. Humankind could no longer sustain, the world above turned to ash, but life is near impossible to restrain, the world was bound to crash. This was not the end of man, merely a new chapter, crawling upon the sand, for we remain the fiercest raptor. The world would recover, even upon the stain, for man would eventually discover a peaceful reign. And that is the end of that poem. Quite like that one. So now this is another poem by Ryan. We're going to be reading another poem by him. This poem is called Endings. This poem's called Endings, and I hope you enjoy this one. Among the things we do, living, dying, talking, and crying, when the time comes due, I hope to find a world without lying. Not everything makes sense. Not everything has to in the end. In time comes resistance to the ongoing mend. Among the things we see, trees, birds, and people passing by, we sit to watch the falling leaves, staring up to the unending sky. When there comes an end, a life gone missing from your own, into depression you are sent, watching the calling crow. You might wear all black, might cry into the night, peace of heart you now lack, and you hide out of sight. But everything has an ending, without exception. It shakes you and useless renders, because of the grief of reception. Another ending you have to face, letting go. It's hard at times and takes its place, but it won't end your flow. Sometimes you look to dusk, but you have to face the dawn, doing what you must when out your life is drawn. It's time for this to stop, for it to come to morning. You'll never see the top if you don't stop mourning. That was quite beautiful, Ryan. Welcome, Ultra Vengeance. Nice to see you. Welcome, Kyron Star. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you guys all came out tonight. That was by Ryan, and now we're going to read a. Now let's find. Now we are switching gears. So I will. His email. He actually requested his email to be put in the description of this video, as long as credit to him. So I don't know if you want to see his. If you want to email him fan mail, then there you go. Now let's find another one. So I'm actually going to switch gears for a little bit. For all those who want, darker things. So this poem is actually by me, and we're going to read this one real quick. And then we are going to move on to some other poems. While humanity is smiling, the dead keep on piling. The ghosts of the deceased walk by those who chose to say to. Oh man, sorry, my tongue. So I'll start over. The dead they keep on piling. This one's by me. While humanity is smiling, the dead keep on piling. The ghosts of the deceased walk by those who chose to stay blind to their suffering. The true diseased. These diseased spread their malignant lies that cause an infection of the eyes, and once good people have eyes that are now weak and feeble, and all that now can be heard in the realm of the dead are the pure soul's sighs and the cries against this evil. And the dead, they keep on piling, meanwhile the diseased keep on smiling. All right, so now we're going to move on. So this one is by a good person named Water Raven. She is actually an author, and I will be linking her website into the description. I just really, really, really like this poem. It really captures what the essence of an author is, and it's quite beautiful. Sorry, just drinking more water. If I'm talking for too long, my throat is weird. All right, so this is by Water Raven. It's called Writer's Insomnia. How can I sleep while she still weeps? I have not yet told her story. And what of the boy who sailed home to Troy? He was in my head all morning. And I close my eyes, again he sighs, longing for his moment of glory. But when the dawn comes, the same song is sung, the pages are empty and lonely. When I lay in my bed, I am a dragon instead, Scales and wings I am soaring. Who can sleep when in the deep, and Abeloth and Marrow are warring? Who can sleep, sorry, who can sleep when in the deep, and Abeloth and Marrow are warring? When I close my eyes, to my surprise, by the gates of Camelot it is morning. When I attempt to rest, these thoughts I confessed, they keep the sad soul going. An author's heart has a need to express. Without that, we can become lonely. Because a writer's life, because a writer's life, because a writer lives a lifetime with each and every story. I like that poem. I actually really like that poem. Now that was by Sarah Waterraven. She is an author, and I will be linking her website in the description. Thank you for letting me read that, Waterraven. Let's move on to some poem. Let's move on to some stuff. So this is we're going to now. This person is called Space Shark Arai. She is a very, very cool person, and she allowed me to narrate her works, and I'm really, really happy to. It should be exciting. This one might not. I don't. This one might not be a. All right. So this is. I don't. This might be more of like a prose than poetry, but it's still quite good. Sorry. There was an anger, a cold, blazing anger. It settled in the gut like a slab of granite stone, solidifying into place. It did not throttle the mind like a blind panic, or burn the home it resided in like a fiery rage. Rather, it remained quietly, waiting with an almost endless patience. The liquid fever passed through the mind, intangibly cold to the outside, only warming its host. The mind dared to rise up, gasping for air above the fever of a drowning, the ocean of self-pity. Then resolve first chose to grasp the surety of anger, the frightful cold solidity of it. Ego came like a serpent, intently ready to entice the mind with sweet fallacies. But the will of iron broke through ego's charade, causing it to flee with much indignity. Confidence bolstered the mind, allowing its grip on anger of ice to loosen, to slowly fade into independence. Then deceit struck boldly, attempting to blind the mind and destroy it completely. Perseverance pushed back in defiance, breaking the masquerade wholly. With it came discipline, so vital to the other strengths, already attained by the mind and so commonly overlooked. Thus, self-reliance rose in a glorious ascension, rising above the rest to take its seat in the realm of the highest of honors. Yet the self-sufficiency that was so laborious in acquiring it did not seem to be enough. The mind struggled with the inner turmoil that restlessly stirred beneath, drawing up an insatiable ache. Awareness brought it to a waking stance, almost able to fully comprehend the outside source it so desperately craved. Coming to a solid confusion, the mind set off, at a furious pace, to find the truth for which it so yearned. Arriving at no possible conclusion within itself, the mind sought undeterred elsewhere. Then the heart spoke up after so many silent years, simply stating what the mind would not come to terms with. Truth does not travel as a lone individual. Salvation is a wholeness of self. That was by Space Shark Arai. A very good poem. Welcome, Christian Hernandez. Ryan, I will post your Mio profile instead. Yes, it is nice. It is a good poem. Thanks for yeah. Sometimes I do like to put on dramatic voice. Sometimes I don't. It really depends. If I think the poem suits it, like this one does, then I will put on a dramatic voice. That was called A Battle of the Mind by Space Shark Arai. So this is another poem by her called Humanity's Hope, and I'm going to be reading this one. So sit back, put on your earphones, whatever, and Mel. Okay. All right, so sorry. Just checking the chat, checking things. There is no burning desire more inherently etched into man than the wish for eternal life. Has not each person at least once in their meager existence entertained the idea of burning their own commemoration on the vast sheet of history in hopes of living somehow in even the faint embers of some loved one's memories? As distinct are the faces planted on the earth, so are the guises such a desire wears, whether an decrepit elder tries to vainly instill their sense of just morals into the younger generation, or a youth dreaming of life frozen in the fast lane of undying fame. Each individual has fancied the novel idea of living forever in some form or another. Alas, not every person could absorb such a truth, even as self-evident as it has long been held firm in the record of humanity. Even the crook and self-indulgent money miser longs for the permanent day and reveling of their riches, to regard beyond stretches of imagination. With no end in sight to their bountiful ways, how could they ever wish for something different? True, no two people may appear alike in personality, conscience, or morality, but all have surmised over the possibility of evading their demise. Consider death, so blatantly cold, impersonal, and so frighteningly unknown to humanity. Every man's failure lays in the inability to grasp solid the image of death. The notion of one's most valuable life coming to the delicate edge of existing and the dark abyss that rests beyond is almost enough to drive one into utter madness. So for him to pursue life everlasting, the great spite towards death is how man shall futilely pursue eternal living amidst the earth. The great mystery that humanity has yet to grasp taunts each person with a muted whisper. The words, dancing from the grave's tongue, reach ears in a harsh language foreign to the living, never to be translated until we all have expired. In dimmed clarity, it is a man's blithe, partaking to chase after spectres of perpetual existence, while so casting somnolent glances towards death's door. Those, though, who have so desperately cried out for that soothing cold touch to escort them out of this life, tremble at the thought of having not made their mark in any visible or tangible form. Even they that claim life is simply too much to bear secretly carry an innate desire to leave their personal stamp in history prior to their last breath exiting their deadened lips. For how can man measure himself but to what he has done for this world, for whom he has reached out to and inspired, whom he has conquered and destroyed, whom he has loved and lost? Where has he lived and wandered? Where he has lived and wandered. Humanity has no other uniform longing than for each to situate himself in any sliver of space, of the incredibly immense book of remembrance. And from this stems his strongest desire to hopelessly live out this life eternally. That was by Space Shark Arai, and I don't believe she's in the chat, but that. Mel. So now we're going to be, let me see. So now we're going to be reading another one of her poems. So this is one of her funnier poems that we're going to read, called An Ode to Pop-Tarts. Yes, Denise, I have indeed heard that. I actually, but I don't have any. Let me just, man. Yeah, it's a pro tip that you gain from narrators and stuff. This is Arai's poem, An Ode to Pop-Tarts. So we're going to be reading this poem by Space Shark Arai. If walls should be taken down, then I shall crumble yours. Even though they crash into rubble and dust, and your dark red secrets flow, I'm willing to take you in, because your inner self holds such sweetness never before known. Oh, did I mention this is about a Pop-Tart? Oh, that was good. That one. I like really silly poems. So now we're going to be reading another poem by Erai called In Pride Was He. A victor in pride exalted high was he, his strength attained chivalrously. Roaring crowds cheered approvingly, for he had overcome calamity. It was him who brought the land of fortuity, he claimed so by means of purity. There atop the throne of integrity, a false stake had he in humility. When boldly he struck against misery, and soothed turmoil's beast with tongue fluently, banquets of thanks bestowed him gratefully. People hailed him champion eternally, boasts the pride masking as dignity. But hidden in lapels was pride to see, yet a rising sun banished dark iniquity, and gave resolve to ego's enemy. Opened his heart to some maturity, yet without gazing at his own soul sadly, departing to find the wicked externally, to destroy the plight quite heroically, and drive away evil's dynasty. In place restore freedom, hailed blissfully, sought this man to seize pain permanently, and hunt for the ones caught in custody, seeking onward quite virtuously, for the ones burdened in slavery, but finding truth disbelievingly. His mind could not take in profundity. It was not him to be truly free. A captive enchained in pride was he. It's a really good one. Sadly, Erai's at work right now, so she can't hear me read her poems. And man, I am sorry. Whenever I mess up, I apologize. If there's a video, I edit it out, but Anyway, let's do this. So now I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break for just 10 minutes. This is going to be a little bit of an intermission, and I'm going to ask you how your guys' day been. Are you enjoying this stream? Any complaints so far? Just tell me what you think of everything. No, that's my phone. All right. No complaints. That's good. You guys having a good day? See if I can find. Oh. Sorry, I'm a bit quiet. Pro tip. Okay. Denise, yes, you've said that to me 30 times. Thank you. I know about this pro tip. Thank you so much, but you don't have to spam it anymore. You know that. But let's see what else we can find. So I think. All right, so we are going to go. All right, so right now we are going to go ahead and read some more of Space Shark Air Eyes poems, and then after that, if you want to, we can finish this off with some prose. But well, actually, might finish off with some prose. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, we're just gonna read some more of Air Eyes poems, and let us continue because I haven't finished all of her poems. I've read quite a few, but she's got some really good works. All right, Denise. Dreams dot the mind in a scattered variety of droplets. As rain falling to the ground in hazy watered bits, their forms growing vast as imagination takes your mind. Flaring raw ambitions enlarge, steady now grasp as you find. Take hold of those aspirations and possibility bedecked, waiting for you to leave guilt from inner pain that wrecked. Intently watch your eyes glisten, set alight with glee. Passion arise now and burst open the chances of eternity. Firmly ascending, watch them now, solemn pleading of their hearts. Dream they are dreams that catch you in the palette of the arts. Vivid colors span the horizon, see them brighten your very gaze. Action, pleading behind the scenes, awaiting to ignite a blaze. Pursue those dreams determined now, don't let them slide away. They may appear in sights now, but soon they shall not stay. Those hopes and dreams won't hover near in perpetual waiting. If pursuit turned to rejection finds your heart stating, then gone they'll go, leaving hollow emptiness again. Chase them in a flame of pursuit, with times over 10. Keep goals marked in sight, and dogged brim set those sights. Man and beast cannot bear the depth of determined rights. Away dreams may fly farther than arms reach, but if you gather them rigidly as you beseech, only your mind now may be the greatest aggressor. Cease the inner chatter that dares to be the lone oppressor, then proclaim that day that triumph ring true, as those dreams you trail unendingly through, cherished resolutely, lifting you in their clasp. If one fell obliterated, another would find your grasp. Toil through raining skies and discover things consummate. With enduring efforts to strive without hate, wave the days that try your soul and surge in determination. Flourish in prosperity, the view of death turned to appreciation. Resonating prestige about the dream chaser, behold it deems, to latch on substantial goals, unshaken for victory of dreams. That was another poem by Eri. It is okay, Jillian. We're probably gonna finish off this stream in, well, hold on. How much time have I? How long have I actually been streaming? How long has this been streaming going on? Don't even know. Hold on. It's been going on for. All right, just. $39. All right. Let's say we bring this stream to a good old fashioned. We are going to read 3 more poems, and then we will end this stream at a good old fashioned 45, 50 minutes. That sound good to everybody? We're gonna read some more poems by Ryan, maybe, possibly. Let's see. Need like one more poem by him. Oh. All right, so this is a poem called. This is again by Ryan, It is called Time to Say Goodbye, and let's read it. It's time to say goodbye. It's time for us to part. We watch the birds depart to sky, and it's time to find a new start. We all get thrown from the nest, all have to part with who we care for. Fleeing to life, we find waters to test, and we have to live in society, its core. But do not mourn, you will not forget or be forgot. We live outside now in the sun's scorn, and happiness is freely sought. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to look to the stars. We might look back and sigh, or look up and dream of Mars. You leave behind you your new home. You move on to a third stage. Your destiny is not yet set in stone, and awkwardness is no longer your cage. You cease to grow, new tricks old. Set up a scarecrow, and off for the children you told. It's time to say goodbye. You may have been a bum or a star, and it's time to see the light strumming on the old guitar. You're happy now. The stars lay in the sky, bright. You are home, sitting now, and your past is in your sight. You remember it all, and you are not to cry. Do everything to stall, but it's hard to say goodbye. That is by Dusk, and that was really beautiful. That was really beautiful. All right, Denise, it was great to see you. Very good to see you. And Night Rider sounds depressing. Indeed, it kind of did sound like that. You know, all right, so let's find Daydream. This poem is called Daydream. There comes a time when we see the world give a dime in dreams we hold. Realization of reality, it comes rushing upon us, but we hold on to our dreams. We don't look at the darkness. Sometimes drama comes, sometimes lies, but we try to work, pay our sums, daydream of the skies. Everything is a mess, to quote a song. With life comes stress. A bill you owe, lengthy, long. But before all this, we dream. No side of the abyss, deaf to the scream. Some get to live their dream, but that's all too rare. Want that ice cream? Don't despair. Push forward, live before you die. Battle life like a knight with his sword. Don't let go, don't join the cry. All right, so this is going to be the last poem that we read for this stream. We're going to read Ryan's first poem. He posted on this Amino. Snowflake. All right. One fine snowy day, a snowflake did flutter, the wind howling in the street. The snowflake did carry on through the clutter, but it never considered taking a seat. Though it was small, it was unique. Thought itself alone, it carried on past the peak. Its pride fairly shone. Down one day it did look, and what it saw was not foreseen. A dreamy breath it took. The world below was pristine. It sighed, the mountain peak shine. It sighed, the mountain peaks shining. It saw what it wanted. The trees coated white, its silver lining. The world below so taunted. It slowly descended, aiming for a home. The snowflake. It slowly descended, aiming for a home. The snowflakes below so loved it too. It landed resting. It would never be alone. It reached its destination, and was no longer blue. Actually, I kind of messed that one up. Kind of messed that one up. Actually, I'm gonna read another one because I want to end this on a high note. I want to read a poem and not mess up. So we're gonna try this dawn. When dawn comes, the sun rising, most people remain asleep. The worms coming out, birds crying. The sunshine begins to slowly creep. When we rise, when the dreams cease, we rub our eyes, a yawn we release. Some days we rise easily, some days we don't. Sometimes we start out early, sometimes we won't. The dreams we had begun to slowly fade. The day coming to us like memory. When the sun shines too bright, we hide in the shade, but moving forward is the key. Like dawn, the day doesn't last. You've gone to do what you do. When you come back, the day is past, and soon it will be time to sleep for you. That was Ryan. Very cool. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you so much. I really, really I'm really glad. I mean, I had a lot of decent amount of viewers at one point in time. I had 8 people. That was awesome. Thank you for coming to this poetry extravaganza. For my regular subscribers, I know it wasn't horror or all horror, but I just want to do some cool poet things. These people are kind of like undiscovered, and if you really want to check them out, like you should, because these guys are all awesome. I thank you, and I really hope that you all have a good night, good year. Just everyone, all you, stay amazing. Bye.